under a different light. One day, I was sitting at the dock of the bay and this caddy walked up listening to some Dr. Dre, and I thought about walking away, but he caught me in an awkward way. It's hard to explain, but I decided to engage this man in a conversation. His hair was braided into some cornrows and he wore a jacket for the cold with a cubic zirconian on his left earlobe, and he strolled like a gangster with that infamous hop in his step, face contorted by anger. My hypothesis was a relationship or his pockets, they weren't looking right. He sat without acknowledging me, but it didn't bother me because it was obvious to see that he was preoccupied by thoughts running through his mind. So we all captive in this ball of confusion for a period of time. We trying to find solution invisible to the human eye. I kept one eye on his body language, but stayed focused on the most beautiful skyline that the creator ever painted, contemplating the beauties of this world. But I still noticed when he inhaled deep, he startled me once he started to speak under his breath, saying, "Man, something gotta change. This madness gotta end. I can't do this no more." He caught my attention because I know desperation when I hear it from prior experience. So I joined this conversation and gave him a salutation. "Peace be unto you." I had seemed to catch him off guard, but he regained his composure quickly and said specifically, "Bro, what does that mean?" I replied truthfully, the most important thing, because we all need peace to survive. And even though I don't know you personally, I still wish for peace in your life. And it's the first thing that I say instead of saying hi. And he was like, "Yeah, I dig that, but you one of them weird cats. You be sitting on prayer mats, meditating all day. I wish I was like that, but I lost my way some time ago and ain't found it ever since." I'm like, "But there ain't no difference between me and you. It's true I may hold another view, but we the same breed, brother. We bleed the same things and have the same needs. Ain't none of us strong enough to walk this path all alone. And even the greatest of superheroes need some saving at time." Yeah, well, at this time, I could care less whether I live or die. Matter of fact, man, I'm leaning more towards death. I got no job, a baby on the way, and I'm facing my third F. 25 with an L, I might as well end it here. My only fears be incarceration and failure. I don't want my child to grow up with that psychological fatherless paraphernalia. It happened to me. I never knew my poppy had been locked down my entire life, and I figured all non-whites was indigenous to cell blocks. Mom struggled to keep us well stocked. I had to hustle to get my first pair of shell tops. Became a minimum wage slave as a bellhop. Worked at the local Marriott. I had to cater to the demands of old rich white people. They thought they was greater than me on some white supremacy, superiority complex. Say a nigga do that, boy grab this. Got me vexed, and one day I flexed on this old dude. But it wasn't my fault. Got hit with armed robbery and aggravated assault when I never touched him. I was completely innocent, still on my freedoms was suspended. I got released after 2 years without no incidents on the inside. Once on the outside, that F on my record stood out like a scarlet letter on my chest. No one would hire me because I'm a potential liability. Unemployment, violated my probation, got locked up again. Another disappointment. Can you see this vicious cycle? That's my life. Man, I work hard to do right, try to do things the legal way. Once again, I got probation and got a job as a mason. When I replied, no felonies on that application, but it was only a matter of time until they found out. With that background check, I got released, but they said they wouldn't tell the police that I lied, and for months I tried everything but playing. There was no opportunities. Let down my lady, who the only one to ever be true to me with a baby on the way. The only feasible way for me to get paid is to slang D, but selling dope to my people to make a living don't make no sense to me. I guess I got a conscience, right? I will move, but I ain't got no funds, so I'm forced to ride here under this California sun. And when I was young, I was told the streets here were paved in gold and the sky is the limit. But now I'm looking to end it in this frigid Pacific Ocean. Here's my white flag, I surrender, tell the white man he the victor again. I apologize to my family, my sisters, and all my friends, especially to my lady and my unborn child. And then he paused a while, so I let it sink in. I started thinking like, what would I do if I was him? If things had gone contrary to what I expected, instead of driving by, if that cop stopped, beat me down and had me arrested, if one of my parents died, if I was denied the chance to go to school, would I be who I am now? And before I could answer that, he told me something that I never forget as long as I live. Hey bruh, I figured by now you'd be able to tell. But I guess I overestimated you, expected you to understand this tale. That's my life, but can't you tell that I'm just you under a different light? And if they ask you who it was that died here tonight, please make sure that they say my name right. You know it's pronounced Tyson. Tyson, what you trying to say that you me? Tyson, nah homie, you can't be. Who would you be? If things in your life had gone differently, if this game dealt you a hand that you couldn't handle, you went from rags to riches, from fame to struggling. Your life is precious, but what are you really coveting? Take a walk in someone else's shoes and experience their life. Who would you be under a different light? Who would you be under a different light? Who would you be under a different light?